Alright, good evening everyone. Tonight is the first day of the train ride is over. Started with a wake-up call, 0700. That wasn't that bad in my opinion. It means I got to sleep in a great amount of time. I slept really good. It was a smooth ride, so it didn't really bother me if we bumped around a little or noise or stuff. Did wake up at 3. The sun came out and I thought it was much later, and it turns out 3 o'clock sun rises. So I put down the little blind thing I have and went back to bed. When I woke up again at 6, looked at the clock, train was standing. We were at the train station for the night where we stopped. Got up an hour later, and then it was time to take a shower, see what's going on. Had breakfast. Breakfast was good. Different types of bread, cold cuts, cheese. Russians have this oatmeal that's really good. I don't know what they put in it. It's not too sweet, nothing, but I can pretty much live off it for breakfast. Then we arrived in Kasan, which is one of the capitals of the Russian states of Tatarstan, I believe it is. It's a real nice city. About 1.1 million people live in it and whatnot. We took a tour of their Kremlin, which is of course much smaller, and Kremlin means fort in Russian, so every major city had one. So that was interesting. It wasn't as strict of a security search, I should say. It was none compared to Moscow. Took a tour of the biggest mosque in all of Europe, so that was kind of cool. It just got built a couple years ago, about 10 years ago. So very nice looking and all. Had to wear these plastic covers on your shoes because apparently your shoes will damage the floor and whatever not, according to the Muslims. Then we actually looked at the Leaning Tower of Kasan. So there's 100 Leaning Towers in the world. Kasan has one of them, so that was kind of interesting. And actually, if the thing would lean about 50 centimeters more to the right, it will completely fall apart. So way to go with the architect on that one. But overall, the city looks very Western. A lot of money, we were told, from oil and natural gas. So that's where they get all their money, and they're restoring all the big. Actually, Russians are just about restoring every federal building that I've seen. So I think that's very nice, and they're repainting them and fixing up anything that needs to be done. Afterwards, we had the lunch. Lunch was in a little once again basement, but it was very Western looking. I would expect something like this in New York, Chicago, London or something like that, but not in Russia. They had outstanding food. Afterwards, we were put in the bus and we were told we were going to get a surprise, and they drove us to actually a music school, and it is one of the most prestigious music schools in all of Russia. So we got our own private concert from kids to ages 11 through 18, and wow, very good. I'm not a big fan of classical music, but very impressed with what they could do, and they've won international prizes and whatnot. So if you go to that school, you're somebody in the music scene apparently. A little update, I don't know if I told you guys or not, but last night I thought I saw a wolf maybe on the side of the tracks around, say, 1 in the morning. Saw it for a couple seconds and then it was gone. It was black, very big, and I asked our guide, Anatoly, and he said it was probably a dog because wolves generally do not get that close to the tracks. But personally, I think it was a wolf. I mean, I know what a dog looks like, I know what a wolf looks like, and this thing had wolf-like features. It was too big to be a dog, and color just didn't match in the body shape. Anyway, we continued with a tour of the city. Very nice city. Got break time. Downtown, it's like a normal downtown of a normal German city. Different stores and stuff. We were actually told McDonald's has the best coffee, so we went to McDonald's, got a cup of coffee. I got a large cafe latte. I'd say it was about half a liter. Paid like 150 for it, euros that is, which was insanely cheap. Talked to our guide. He was a great guy, Anatoly. He's actually from Kasan, so he knew a lot about the place. And he actually said that the local Russians call McDonald's the American embassy, so I thought that was quite entertaining. And we talked about differences in the cultures between Russia, the U.S., Germany, and so on and so forth. Then we had a me to get what's called the Arabic clock, which is a clock downtown with different Arabic characters on it, and they actually had the Russian version of J. Rotzi there, so I had one of the translators translate for me, and I talked to them for a while, got my picture taken with them. I thought that was pretty neat. And we went back to the train station. Extremely hot, had about anywhere between 26 to 30 degrees Celsius throughout the day. Got on the train, it was just superheated. So for about the first half hour, 45 minutes, the train was just unbearable hot, and people walking with their out shirts trying to cool off and stuff. But then the air conditioning finally kicked in, started working, cooling everything down. My backpack, the one I bought for actually when I go to Africa later, I took it on this trip. On the zipper, the little cord piece, that broke because it was cheaply made, so when I get home I get to replace everything with 550 cord, which I should have done in the first place but didn't think of. But hey, now I get to live with it. Changed the clocks again, so now I'm UTC +5. So before it was +3 in Moscow, now it's +5. So currently looking at my watch, it is 10 till 11 at night. Sun's still up. I can actually see the moon right now. Beautiful outside. Lots of small towns and villages, scattered houses, like seriously 3 houses at a time. Some little fires I've seen along the railroad tracks, I found them to be quite interesting, and I actually asked what they mean, and even the guides are like, we don't know, this is not something we've heard of. And I asked some of the other guests if maybe I was the only one seeing this, and they're like, no, we saw it too. And a lot of us believe it's the locals, that maybe like a little campfire or some type of spiritual thing to keep away witches and ghosts away from towns and stuff. So I thought that was quite interesting. Then it was finally dinner time. Dinner was, as always, great. We had ice cream for dinner, which was nice considering how hot it was today. Overall, I can say the food in Russia, outstanding. No complaints out of me. I bought some stamps, so I'm going to be sending out some letters. Probably going to write them tomorrow when we're standing, because trying to write while we're driving, my handwriting is just going to kill everybody. They can't read it. I did, after looking at some of the scenery here, come up with some ideas for a book. I know I'm probably never going to write it, but the ideas are there. Won't tell too much about that. That's kind of still going on in my mind. Took a shower because, as I said, it was extremely hot, so did a lot of sweating. Plus, all the Brits decide that they want to go in the morning, which is absolutely fine with me if they want to get up that early. I'm clean and ready to go tomorrow morning, and tonight we're going to go through the Ural Mountains. So I'm going to stay up a little bit later, see what's going on, see if I can take some pictures. And before I go, I just want to show you guys what I'm actually looking at when I look out the window. So this is pretty much what I'm looking at right now, and this isn't even the dense forest, I would say. This is medium to light compared to some of the other stuff. And then, of course, Siberia is going to be the densest part. But overall, beautiful view. Right now we're going pretty fast, so it's quite bumpy, but as soon as I'm at the hotel, I'll get all these videos posted, and see you then.